This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Hey Toronto, this is Ed Sheeran.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
This is Adele.
This is Madonna.
It's Michael Bublé, and you're listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep Show. It's fun. They're amazing.
So this divorce lawyer has gone viral for a video she put out talking about the number one reason why her female clients are asking for divorces.
Oh, boy.
And it's not what you think. At least it's not the first thing that maybe came to my mind, but this is what she says the reason is.
Okay.
70% of divorces are initiated by women. And as a divorce lawyer, I can tell you that women are not divorcing men because they're bored or ungrateful. They're divorcing because they're tired of doing everything. In marriages where both partners are college educated, that number actually jumps to 90%. But why? What is making these women walk away in such high numbers? Well, the answer is simple. Women are expected to work like they have no children and parent like they have no job. They're expected to be the emotional support system, the household manager, the one who remembers birthdays, doctor's appointments, and what shoe size the children wear. Meanwhile, many men still believe that just providing a paycheck is enough, but it's not. Women are not leaving because they hate marriage. They're leaving because they're exhausted. They're tired of doing all the invisible labor that no one acknowledges. They're tired of being expected to handle everything while their husband thinks he's helping when he loads the dishwasher once a week. Most women do not leave for another man. They leave for themselves. They leave because they refuse to live another decade feeling like a single mother while being married.
Ooh, that is a flaming hot take.
Yes. Ooh. And if you look at the comments, almost 7,000 comments, I believe. And there are so many women who are weighing in saying, yep.
Right off the bat, one of the stats slapped me right across the face. I'm guessing she's a divorce lawyer. She's basing this on her clients, right?
Yes, on her clientele.
So it's a sample size. It's not the entire sample size, but 70% of divorces initiated by women. I didn't know that. I assumed it was like roughly a 50-50 thing.
Yeah, 70. And she says that number jumps to 90 when both of the couple are college educated.
Yeah.
All this to say is I'm wondering, and as I was reading the comments, every now and then I would come across a comment of someone saying, well, actually, no, like me and my husband, we have a pretty good distribution of, labor in the house, right, and it's 50-50 and whatnot. And then I was thinking, is this an old school versus new school kind of thing, you think?
That's kind of where my head went. And I'll qualify everything I'm saying. I've never been married. Everything I'm saying is based on observances with my friends and assumptions, I guess. So take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, this feels a little bit like an old antiquated take of like the typical nuclear family where the husband's going out and being the breadwinner and coming home to the wife who's keeping the house. I just feel like now with like dual income families, does that not just sort of by osmosis level out the playing field a little bit with the division of labor at home?
I guess you also have to look at what the labor is, right? Like, and how do you weight labor? I sometimes you can look at somebody maybe handling the finances is one part of distribution of labor, but then, the exhaustion of making dinner, grocery shopping, like, are those two even? I don't know how it sits in your brain. I just know that I heard this clip and, married for 12 years. I think my husband does a lot. He's very much involved. I would say we have a really good partnership, and I still resonated with it. It still spoke to me.
Right.
Because I'm exhausted all the time, and I feel like there's so much going on in my brain because there's so much that I have to do.
Did you ask him what the kids' shoe sizes were?
I did.
And did he know?
No.
Oh, dear.
He did not.
That didn't help.
But that's part of my house manager role.
But didn't you also famously forget his birthday?
Yes. Okay. That's a minor detail. And when I played it for him, there was silence from him. Like, he didn't have much to say.
You played it for him?
I played it for him.
Like when?
When I came across it.
So this week?
Yes.
You played this for him on like a Wednesday afternoon? Are you nuts? Listen, if my partner played this for me, I would be like, this is a passive aggressive approach. Like, she thinks I'm not doing enough. Like, this could go nuclear. I would say nothing. I'd be like, I need to talk to my lawyer first. I need to
my lawyer?
Okay, not the lawyer.
What?
I need to organize my thoughts. I need to make a list of all the things I bring to the table because I feel like you're telling me this because you're playing this for me for a reason.
Oh no! Well, I mean, it went viral. I played it for him. He was silent, and I think I didn't say this is you. I wasn't saying that this is you. He didn't say anything. I think we just both didn't want to get into a fight.
Yeah,
but
that's gutsy of you. I would play that on a weekend, maybe. Look at you trying to blow up a Wednesday, throw a bomb into your whole week.
I'm just sharing. I'm trying to get his thoughts, and we're trying to get your thoughts.
Okay, very spicy take. You've probably got some thoughts on it. Do you agree or disagree with what this divorce lawyer had to say. Should we post this up on social so people can watch it as well?
Yes, let's do that.
We'll post it up on our socials as well in case you missed it or you want to hear it again. Do you agree or disagree with this divorce lawyer? Give us a call, 416-872-CHFI.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI.
Seems to have really resonated with you. Our text line has blown up at 981-981.
Yeah, let's get to Jim in Scarborough. Jim, do you agree or disagree with the take of this divorce lawyer?
After 39 years, I think I can speak that there is always a misrepresentation of the duties within a household. Always. One party's always going to feel like they're doing more than the other. And with my wife and I, she does a lot of the stuff on the inside of the house, but on the outside of the house, the duties are not equal.
Interesting. So do you think that's one of those things where like the pendulum kind of swings? At times, one partner does more, and then at other times, the other partner does more?
It does. I agree with that. The pendulum can swing either way depending on what's happening around in the household.
And it probably all comes out in the wash in the end. Jim, thank you so much for the call. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Bye.
As expected, this one is resonating with you. We're getting a ton of texts coming in.
Yeah, Liz writing us saying, I divorced for exactly that, and that was over 20 years ago.
This person's saying, men are still in old school mode. This is bang on.
Someone else writing, 1,000% true. No woman wants an adult man-child. Oh, wow.
Adult man-child is funny. This person's coming at it from the other way saying, hey, what if it's the other way around?
True.
That's true. This is what I'm saying. Like, while this is probably true in certain households, every household has a different dynamic. Every family is like its own country. There's a different set of rules that govern and division of labor. And this could be reversed in some households.
It could be one of those things where maybe you watched your parents do this, and then when you got married, you were like, I don't want that for our relationship. Like, who knows? Is it old school versus new school? I will tell you, out of the 7,000 comments on this viral clip, majority agreed that this was true. But there was one or two where they're like, my partner's great and everything's 50-50. And they were like, does he have a brother?
That's awesome. Also, keep in mind, some of the dudes are probably like afraid to comment, even if they got a thought, because you don't want people to come at you in the comment section.
True. And you don't want to start a fight.
No.
We don't want you to start a fight on this Friday, by the way.
Definitely not. Okay, we're going to get to more of your text. Do you agree or disagree with this divorce lawyer? Trish texting, this is a great text from Trish saying, I have the greatest husband who does so very much, but at the end of the day, what this lawyer says still absolutely resonates with me. There are so many little things that need to be done on a daily basis, and the coordination of that is underestimated. I could talk about this for days. Trish, P.S., we are in our 50s.
Okay.
For context.
Trish, exactly what
Trish.
you said is exactly how I feel. Exactly. Also getting a text here. My wife passed away 2 years ago, and I am on my own, and I did not realize how much work she did until I had to do it myself. So, yes, I can understand the rationale behind this. That's an interesting take.
Mm-hmm. That is. And how about this one here? This person says, yes. I felt like I was running in 1 million places and could never get caught up with all my work. My ex, so they're now not together, my ex took out the garbage. That was his job. The rest was me. And sorry, Gurdeep, he didn't know either of our kids' birthdays.
Oh, dear.
Because I said, like, come on, job number one as a parent. No, that's just... You got to know your kid's birthday. I don't even have kids. I'm like, you know your birthdays.
Yes. This is not the time to turn to your partner and be like, you know the kids' birthdays, right?
Oh, yeah. See, listen, you played this for your husband, Paul, on a Wednesday, Pooja? I'm like, what are you trying to start World War III? Come on now. You can't play this on a Wednesday.
He was silent, and he's very good. We have a good partnership, but he was silent because I think he just knows better.
He's a lawyer. He's like, I don't want to perjure myself. Let me gather my thoughts. Let me write down a list of everything I do in the house.
Oh, yes.
Oh, dear.
Keep your text coming at 981-981. You have a lot to say about this.
Cindy and Oshawa, what do you think of what the divorce lawyer had to say?
I have to say I completely agree. I have lots of friends and have conversations with them, many divorced, some still in the relationships. However, the biggest issue they have is the fact that they are taking care of everything, the household, the child, remembering everything, and it's really wearing on them.
I hear it a lot with my friends, too, and it seems to be like sort of that common sentiment. For me, it's the invisible labor. It's the stuff that you don't see.
Well, I agree with that, too. Absolutely, it is. It's, again, that invisible labor, that taking care and organizing and coordinating everything for the family, the kids, schoolwork. It's just everything. The mothers and the moms tend to be the ones ownership over all of it, and it's tiring.
Cindy, we really appreciate your thoughts. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you. Have a great day. Love you guys.
Getting so many texts. And, sometimes this can become a little stereotypical, right? Blaming the man. And I like that we got a text here saying, I'm in a same-sex relationship, and it applies here too. I tend to take on the domestic roles with the kids, waking up at night with them. And my wife is more on the other side of things. So, this doesn't have to be a gender thing. It could just be that in partnerships, sometimes one partner takes on way more than the other.
I don't know. I think there's just something to men and women just think a little bit differently, maybe prioritize different things. But ultimately, maybe this is an oversimplification. I feel like it should boil down to communication. Communicate, figure it out, and hopefully get something close to 50-50 if you can.
Let this segment be the excuse to talk about it.
Yes. Hopefully this doesn't cause World War III in your home. If you do, if it does, it's at Pooja Honda TV
No.
you want to hit up. What do you think about this? Let's go to Jim in Oshawa.
I think she's off the wall. Well, I'm going to let you know. I'm 70 years old. I've been married 48 years. Yes, my wife and I have had our arguments and our times, but we worked them out.
Nice.
If you don't do that today, then don't get married.
Yeah. Communication.
Jim, that's a great point. It's like, this is actually not so that we're not trying to create problems in relationships. We want people to start talking, communicate.
I just
Exactly.
talk. Figure it out. I just don't understand why divorce is it's just such a quick trigger reaction. Figure it out. I don't know. I've never been married. What do I know? Hey, Jim, great call. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
And I know there's going to be a lot of people no, trust me, I've communicated it. And it doesn't seem to be, getting through for whatever reason. And every relationship is different. We're getting a lot of texts to 981-981. This lawyer seems to be resonating, or what she had to say seems to be resonating with a lot of you.
Yeah, this text is kind of following the thought we just had there. This person says, did any of these women think to actually ask their husband to do anything? You have to tell your husband what to do, and most will do it. Eventually they get it and will automatically continue to do this chore. Men don't think like women do. You almost have to train them. The husband who will not help, if the husband still does not help, then you get rid of them.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point.
I think there's something to that.
There definitely is. And I think that, if I ask my husband to do it, he will do it 100%. But sometimes...
And then you bug him a few times about it, then he'll probably do it automatically, right?
Sure. I just don't like that I have to think of it. I wish he just thought of it himself.
On the flip side, there's probably things in the way his mind works where he'll think of something because he's the finances guy in your house. He might think of this is a good tax situation or a write-off that he might think of and just do quietly without even bringing up
For
that
sure.
you wouldn't think of.
For sure.
So again, how do you value these things?
And for him, that's his invisible labor.
Exactly.
Right? Also, another text here. That is 100% true. I don't think it's an old school versus new school, because we were saying that maybe a younger generation maybe doesn't subscribe to this because they know better and they talk about these things before they get married. I believe that women are just finally realizing that it's easier to be single parent when you're single than a single parent when they're married.
Right. Oh, okay. That one sounds like it should be up on a plaque on the wall or something. I bet C and Bodie have an RESP, right? Like an education savings plan.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, and I bet Paul probably handling that, contributing to it, set it up. There's little things. I mean, we could go on and on with all the invisible labor and all the different things both people do.
Absolutely. The point is we should talk about it.
Yes, it's healthy communication. Talk about it and don't get mad at us. We're just the messenger.
The Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast. Welcome to Can't Beat Gurdeep.
On 98.1 CHFI.
And Carlo from Toronto is hoping to beat Gurdeep. Carlo, get this, is one of 9 siblings.
What? You're one of 9?
That's right. One of 9. I'm the second youngest.
Are you from 100 years ago? Who still has 9 kids? That's amazing.
And you get along with everyone?
That's right. Yeah. It makes a great time during parties that we all like each other.
Wow.
What's the age gap between oldest and youngest?
I think the gap is about 20 years.
I love that you have so many siblings you're not even sure. You're like, I think it's probably around 2 decades.
It's somebody's birthdays. Carlos, let me just ask you then, because Gurdeep and I are, like siblings.
What?
Any advice for how to get along?
Advice? My advice would be just spend a lot of time together.
Oh, that's great advice, Carlo. I've been trying to hang out with Pooja outside of work for years, and she keeps giving me the Heisman and saying no.
Carlo, don't you think we see each other every day? That's enough?
Outside of work, Carlo said, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think so. All right, so you know how this is going to work, Carlo. I'm going to give you 5 trivia questions. I'll give the same 5 to Gurdeep. If you get more right than him, you're going to win $1,000 of his money. So why don't you do the honors of kicking him out of the studio?
Gurdeep, in the immortal words of Michael Jackson, beat it.
Wait,
He actually loves MJ, so I'm sure he appreciates that. Okay, here we go, Carlo. Gen Z employees are being trained to speak over the phone because they're too scared to talk on them. Name the texting app that processes 100 billion text messages a day.
WhatsApp?
A Leafs record held by Matt Sundin for best single-season goal scoring by a European player has been broken. Do you know who did it?
That's Nylander.
50 years ago this month, two guys from Seattle launched Microsoft. What famous coffee company originated in Seattle?
Starbucks.
Raptors head coach Darko Rajakovic says Toronto is one of the best cities in the world and Raptors have the best fans in the NBA. Can you name the one other NBA team launched in Canada in 1995?
Vancouver Grizzlies.
Last year, grown-ups bought more toys than any other age group, including preschoolers. Name all 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Michelangelo, Leonardo, Raphael, and Donatello.
All right, Carlo, we're going to get Gurdeep to come back in and see how he does with the same 5 questions.
All right.
Here we go.
Ooh, my headphones are very loud. Okay.
Gen Z employees are being trained to speak over the phone because they're too scared to talk on them. Name the texting app that processes 100 billion text messages a day.
The texting app. Okay, so it's not just the text function on iPhone. It's got to be WhatsApp.
A Leafs record held by Matt Sundin for best single-season goal scoring by a European player has been broken. Do you know who did it?
It would have to be William Nylander, who's currently sitting at 42 goals.
50 years ago this month, two guys from Seattle launched Microsoft. What famous coffee company originated in Seattle?
Starbucks originated in Seattle.
Raptors head coach Darko Rajakovic says Toronto is one of the best cities in the world and Raptors have the best fans in the NBA. Name the one other NBA team launched in Canada in 1995.
Well done on Rajakovic, by the way. Nicely done. It was the Vancouver Grizzlies, now the Memphis Grizzlies.
Last year, grown-ups bought more toys than any other age group, including preschoolers. Name all 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes! Okay. You want me to start with colors? Does it matter the order? No? Okay. Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, the best, and Donatello.
Okay, Carlo. You got 5 out of 5 correct.
And so did I.
Oh, and Gurdeep got 5 out of 5 correct. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought for sure, Carlo, that you got him, but in the end, you didn't beat Gurdeep. You know what that means?
Can't beat Gurdeep.
It was an honor. Thank you.
Listen, you did as good as you can possibly do. You were so close, but I just didn't stumble.
And for anybody who's like, wait a minute, you got the same as Gurdeep. You tied Gurdeep. You technically didn't beat Gurdeep, so the win goes to Gurdeep. Carlo's like, I know. Stop
twisting the knife.
Rubbing it in.
He's like, I get it. Carlo, thanks so much for playing, buddy. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And we play again every day at this time for $1,000 of Gurdeep's money.
Thanks for listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Listen to Pooja and Gurdeep live weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Only on 98.1 CHFI.
Toronto's perfect music mix.